back to the Four Verts Podcast. I'm your host, Logan C. To my right, Jake Baycott, Carson Steele, and Grayson Moore. We're done with week 3. Moving on to week 4. We'll go over the week that was the boring, quote-unquote, boring week of college football. Didn't pan out that way, did it? Y'all did this last week. I said something about the week, and then it was just silent.
Well, I mean, it was kind of exciting if you watched Colorado. I had a heck of a time watching.
I think you were the only one that didn't have a very good weekend.
I was saying going into the week, everybody said how it was boring. We were all looking at week 4, looking at there was no cool matchups. There was a lot of close games. There was a ton of close games. And every game that you didn't think was going to be close, we thought it was going to be a bunch of blowouts. Turned out to be some good games. But, yeah, I didn't have a good weekend. I didn't. Not great for the record here.
It was a personal loss for you in general, that entire weekend. Yeah. Now, hold on. Let's address this, okay?
I mean, I can't give him too much slack. I've been there. I know how I feel.
Logan decided that he was going to go to a Nickelback concert Friday night.
Yeah.
After Carson and I had already addressed that, hey, I think this Nickelback concert would be pretty cool to go to.
Yeah.
So that was nothing but payback. Instant one-day karma is what I like to call that.
Yeah, the floodgates opened on that one.
They did.
I didn't. My girlfriend's friend wanted to go. They bought tickets.
That's okay, man. Sorry.
We forgive you.
Y'all would have turned down the tickets to go to see Nickelback? No. All right. So, anyway, to football, what the podcast is about. The standings, we have Grayson sitting up top still. Is anybody going to dethrone him? He's at 11-7 on the week.
Give me a few weeks and I will.
11-7 on the year so far at 61%. Jacob is in second place, 9-9, 50%. You'll can figure that math out yourself. Carson's at 8-10, sitting at 44%. And after an 0-5 week, I've dropped to 7-11 at 39%. Rough. We got one guy that's over 50%, and then one guy at it. You have to be betting 52% to win in betting due to the sugar money. But we can go over each one's picks. Who do we want to start with, the high or the low?
Start with the low. Go ahead.
All right. My lock, Tennessee minus 6.5. Now, I'd like the floor. I have a message for Tennessee fans. You are the most delusional fan base in all of college football. More delusional than the Texas, than USC, anybody. Last year, you had sold shirts feels like 98 just because you beat Alabama. You won an Orange Bowl. Congratulations, I guess, if that's what you want. You're not back. You're not back. You're not good. You had a decent quarterback. You had a really good wide receiver. You put it together. You pulled off an upset. Congratulations. Teams do it every week. You're not in contention. You're not a top 15 program in football. You're not. Your quarterback is bad. Hendon Hooker's gone. Joe Milton is bad. He can't throw an accurate ball.
Preach.
Your best year since I've been alive included a 30-point loss or whatever it was to South Carolina.
Preach.
You're irrelevant. You're equal to Kentucky, Arkansas, those teams.
So would have been great information before you put the lock in.
Yeah. Well, I did preference my lock with saying if they lose.
I told you them Gators was bad.
Idea. Yeah, the Gators defense did.
He did say he was coming for the throats if they lost.
Yeah.
So we have to give him his moment here.
So I wasn't really going to be mad if I lost that, but I did not plan on losing the other 4. Penn State, Illinois over 48. They tried to do it. They tried to screw you.
Yeah, they almost messed my cover up there at the end.
Yeah, I thought Illinois was going to.
Penn State tried their best to blow that cover. Like, they were just lollygagging around, and Illinois driving. I'm like, hey, guys, we going to finish this game out?
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I thought, there was some tomfoolery going on there at the end. So it barely missed by one score. Ohio State, Western Kentucky, under 63.5. So I flip-flopped my over-under there and looking a little better this week. Ohio State has a quarterback now. Kyle McCord is pretty good, and Western Kentucky is very bad. They're not good, at least when they're playing a top-tier program.
You better watch who you're saying that around.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, that's kind of why I took this under. I thought West Kentucky's defense was.
There was never faith in the defense.
Semi something.
Yeah, that's Western Kentucky, dog.
I was getting rained on at a Nickelback concert, so y'all tell me how the Cincinnati minus 14 looked. The box score did not look good.
I didn't.
Didn't watch
I
it?
didn't tune into that one. Sorry, mate.
I didn't
Had
watch
that,
much
Pitt,
of it.
Pitt
It was
minus
kind of.
1.
I was pretty busy.
Backyard brawl, Pitt minus 1. I lost that one as well. I will not be betting on Cincinnati or Pitt for the next 3 weeks.
Let's give
3-week break.
Let's give the man a round of applause here.
Thanks.
I mean, honestly, it takes skill to go on 5. I should know.
Yeah.
I hope we never see this again on the board. A bunch of red.
If you faded me, you're looking great. You're looking great on the week. But that was my picks. We can turn it around to a little 360. Jacob, you had a pretty good week. You followed me with Tennessee minus 6.5.
Yeah,
you idiot.
I'm Don't know why I let you talk me into that.
I think you picked it first.
I did. I'm with you. They're absolutely delusional.
Garbage. Josh Heupel will be fired within
No.
4
God,
years.
He's
The only reason he'll get 4 years is because he beat Bama.
Exactly.
if
He
you
would be fired at the end of
They're
this
gonna
year
have
if
to.
not.
They're gonna have to pay him out.
if you took a poll on coaches who had the most punchable face, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's got one of them. Man, I don't know what it is, but I just want to land one of these on
I'm
you.
gonna go to Penn State now. Obviously, that made you want to clinch the seat that you were sitting in with your butt cheeks. UNC knew that was gonna hit. Let me tell you something about Shane Beamer and the boys, though.
That was a good hit.
They showed up.
I want everybody in this room to give me an I'm sorry for calling that a stupid pick.
I tried to shoot you in the
Oh.
foot with that one, but
Yeah,
You
I'm
did.
sorry.
You
I had
tried
no
to run
faith.
me away.
That's why you stick to your guns. I'm proud
You
of you.
do. You do. You stick to the guns. You stick to what you know, and that's Beamer ball. And
What's
then
their record this season?
Dude, like
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Or 2 and 1. 2 and
Yeah,
1.
I didn't say they were going to be a winning team. I just said they would cover. We're going to go with Tulane next. I don't know.
I don't know why I got off of them.
Yeah,
They're
I don't know
wagon.
why you hopped off. I could have told you that.
I still liked it.
Because, I mean, think about it, dude. After
I still bet it.
Southern Miss took an tail whooping from, who was it they played? Florida State. You think they were healthy coming into that ball game? No.
Well, you see Florida State, and you're like, who's actually going to beat Florida State? But
Boston College.
There you go.
Almost.
But, I mean, Tulane, they're a tough team, too. I mean, look at what they did against Ole Miss. Even though Logan's going to sit here and say that Ole Miss is not a very well-rounded team.
If they would have Michael Pratt, they would have won.
Maybe.
Yeah, a good week. 4-1 week for you. Get you to 9-9, even 50 on the year.
We're fighting back.
We had a couple 2 and 3 guys over there, correct? Both of you?
3 and 2.
Yeah, I think so. 3 and 2.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
Sorry,
Yeah, get it
sorry,
right.
sorry. Carson, you want to talk about your picks?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get Penn State out of the way. Penn State, they put up points, but, man, they scared me at the end there. I really hope they don't bring that momentum into the game next week. Florida State, I think I've been riding them since I lost to them. Boston College surprised me, though. I did not expect that.
You had the over 48 in that game.
Yeah, I didn't know it would be that close. I'm glad I had the over. And I just like, if I'm going to take an over, I like teams that I know that can put up points.
You
And
can also say that Florida State is a normal team without Jordan Travis.
yeah. And Kansas State, man. They had that the whole entire time, and then Missouri just said, screw your cover. And
Missouri looked a lot better than I expected.
yeah, I like how their coach was defending their quarterback at the end of the game, and he was taking up for him.
Thicker kicker.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
tough
that was
beat.
brutal.
Tough beat.
Brutal. How far out was that? Wasn't it like
61.
61.
wasn't it like a record for the school?
Probably.
Yeah. If you're gonna lose, might as well go out in historic
I
fashion.
don't really think Missouri's focused a lot around their kicker.
Iowa State, I didn't get to watch too much of that one. I think I was on the road a lot, driving and catching highlights. Never betting on them again. App State, I think App State's got a good football team this year. I like them a lot. I think the way Logan's riding Tulane, I may start riding App State. And
You got to have a G5 team.
yeah,
I got 2. I got Tulane and Coastal Carolina. Those are my guys.
Yeah. Liberty. Oh.
You got Liberty.
So-
Rodney's kind of pissed. You're stealing the Liberty. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get all the public. All of our listeners are gonna start riding Liberty.
It's okay. That spread is always available
You're
at
gonna make
minus
the
10
line.
every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
We'll take it. 3-2 should have been 4-1, but Kansas State, they ran us over.
All right, Grayson, what you have on the week?
Oh, Kansas State, the lock that never was. I would take it again if it was here this week. I thought it was a good bet. It's kind of just unfortunate the way it played out. Missouri played a lot harder than I thought they would, but it's an old rivalry, so what can you expect? Liberty, a wagon. That was an easy win there. Buffalo didn't stand a chance.
-3.5.
That was so it had them at 10. Yeah,
What was it?
it was 3.5. I didn't realize. It's like every time I look at that spread, it's like it's -10. But that last week it was 3.5. That was a steal. They demolished Buffalo. San Diego State plus 24.5. I was feeling a dog last week, and I liked them because very defensive team. They kind of, I wouldn't say hung around Oregon State, but they did enough to cover that spread. I did feel good about Tennessee and Florida's under the whole time. I knew that they would probably battle it out a lot more. There wouldn't be as much flashy going on, and I ended up hitting. And then Cincinnati was a tough beat. I kind of went into that one blind. I didn't know enough about Cincinnati going into it, and I wish I wouldn't have bet it.
All right, so 3-2 week for you, 11-7 on the year. All right, so there's a lot of games, some exciting ones. Which one would y'all like to go to first? Kind of talk about a little bit.
This coming week?
No, last week.
Oh, last week? We'll go ahead and dig into Alabama. Is it time to hit
Just
the panic
start
button? Yeah.
You're
Get off.
panic.
You think this is a drowning ship?
No, I asked, is it the time to hit the
I
panic button?
think we're.
Tyler Buckner is ass cheeks.
Yeah, he's going to be on the bench.
The video of
I
that
told
guy
you he
throwing
had-
in warm-ups.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my!
shit.
I told you his throwing motion was so bad. It looks just like
very.
Tebow's.
Yeah,
I don't know how he got a D1 offer. I really don't.
Well, when we start out at Notre Dame, that's what you get. But they just, I don't know, it's kind of like almost.
I got a rumor that I heard that I kind of believe. Somebody said that Milroe was like quietly suspended for the game. Like he acted out or something
I
about
think I've seen that.
splitting reps in practice.
He did. That
And-
was all over. I mean, that was all over. That was not quiet. Dude.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
they're saying he quietly got suspended that game, not benched. He was suspended, and that's why he never came in because he didn't come in once.
dude, he was on the sideline though.
I know, but he didn't come in, didn't play once.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
I mean, they
Nick-
just benched him. They didn't suspend him. Yeah, if you're suspended from a team, you're not traveling.
It was
yeah,
like-
but like
It was just a
can't-
silent,
He
you're
can't
not
play
playing.
not due
Yeah.
to performance, but due to
Yeah.
what
Bad
something
I
happened.
think,
like a punishment.
and this is
I
believable.
think that could have happened.
I think
Dude,
I
it
saw
definitely did. for
like
sure.
players protesting, maybe just like playing as bad as they did. Because I mean, I don't think Jalen Milroe is going to be that much. I mean, he would be a difference compared to what we have, but as far as scoring 40-something points against South Florida, I mean, they still could have scored 20 or 30 at least. They could.
Yeah.
They could
Should
have.
have.
They should have scored more than they did, and it was just an all-around bad team effort. I mean, everybody looked terrible. I
You know
think.
what? It was piss
Buckner-
pouring rain.
Buckner
too.
had 2 overthrown passes that should have been caught.
Missed 2 bubble screens.
Dude, he threw him in the dirt.
Not
Threw
just
one.
that, he had a deep ball, dude. He overthrew
Yeah.
Burton.
Yeah,
One of
I
the
know.
fastest guys on the field. I mean,
Yeah,
It was just ugly. I
he was
mean,
like missing. He was missing like simple throws too. Like,
Yeah.
it was just bad.
Well, I said at the beginning of the season in the West, it's Bama, LSU, and I'm leaning LSU now, unless they clean some things up.
Maybe. But like Milroe was doing starting quarterback kind of stuff before the game. Like he let everybody out. Like when they came out of the tunnel, he hyped
he
everybody
was,
up before
he was elected leader or captain.
Yeah.
So
But I
Well,
don't-
going forward,
it's weird out of a guy.
I'm supporting the guy going forward, but nobody here, everybody said, this guy's sticking to his first read. Let's see what the other 2 guys got. I'm glad we've seen it. Thank you. Don't want to see it again.
Tommy
Yeah.
Reese has got to start design running them. That's
He's gonna have to.
Yeah,
We-
nobody wants to talk about that. I mean, you've got a quarterback that can run. Quit making him stand back there and throwing deep balls. Like, have some design run
because
plays.
he's not able, I don't think, offensively to like
He
turn a play from one thing into another. He can at times, but like
Came with his legs.
he can like randomly. It's not all the time because it happened at Texas game. He just got folded on so many times. Even some design runs look terrible. I mean,
they spied him the whole game.
it's gonna have
It
to
is
be.
fine.
They're not. I mean, you're not. You're not.
And you're gonna see that. You're gonna keep seeing that the rest of the year. I mean, if he's starting,
That's why he's got when there's not a rusher right there. There's a guy being taken up by the spot. That's
His-
when he's got to make the reads and he's got to find the gap in the coverage. But That's enough Bama talk. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get on. We'll talk about them later with Ole Miss and. You want to stay in the SEC in the morning? LSU thrashing Mississippi State. Mississippi State's going to fire their coach.
Jaden Daniels took another big.
That should
shot
not have
at-
been a targeting.
No, no.
Jaden Daniels does it to himself.
I'll
He
tell you-
jumps up.
I can tell you why it was a targeting, because when you look at the video, the defender's head is down, and not only is the targeting foul supposed to protect the offensive player, but it's to teach the defensive player like, hey, get your head up.
Yeah, that's a football play. Though.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
That's the only reason why there was an ejection.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have jumped, it wouldn't have been called.
Yeah.
If Jaden Daniels wouldn't have jumped up in the air. And that's the same thing he did against Florida State. He just jumped in and just got hammered. He's got to quit doing that. Mississippi State looks terrible.
They do.
They look awful.
They're just kind of what you expect is Mississippi State. I mean, you don't expect a whole lot from them going into a game.
They got to bring back the air raid. They got to running the ball is not going to win you games as Mississippi State. You don't have the resources. You don't have the talent. You don't have nothing. I mean, you got to think outside the box, and that's what Leach did, and he did so well. Will Rogers is the leading passer right now in the SEC.
Did they really do it well though?
He passed for a ton of yards. He won the games he was supposed to. He beat Ole Miss last year. He wasn't the worst team in the SEC, which Mississippi State may be. It's them or Vandy, the worst teams in the SEC. But
I don't know.
Mississippi State, they haven't been relevant since Dak, so.
yeah, but they'll go bowling. They're not going to go bowling this year probably. They may not go bowling.
What about where are you going next?
Wherever you want to.
Let's go to Colorado, please.
No, we'll stay at SC real quick. We'll just finish them out, and then we can just finish them out. Ole Miss did what they're supposed to. Mizzou surprised me. That was
one of the. I mean, besides the Colorado game, that was the most fun game of the day.
It was. It was a really good ball game.
It was awesome. It was back and forth. Both offenses were firing. There was big plays. Both defenses also looked pretty good. There's plenty of tackles for loss.
It's kind of an old school game feel, like it needed to
just
be.
a
It's
fun
an old
game.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should bring that back. Play every
I
year.
didn't expect that out of Missouri.
They won't be able to now because of the change of schedule and teams.
Yeah, I know, but it would be awesome.
Yeah.
It was a fun game to watch, man. I had our parlay, but I didn't have either side of it, and man, it was just fun to watch. It was good, big plays all the time. It was big sacks and big throws. It was fun. Kicker capped it off.
Where do you think you're at with Georgia right now? I mean,
One more thing on Missouri, they should have been ranked. Why is Tennessee still ranked? Why
should Missouri be ranked?
They're 3-0 with a top 25 win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kansas State's
They got a
what
top
they were
25
last
win.
year, but they're still a good football team.
They were ranked 15th. Why is Tennessee ranked?
What is Tennessee ranked?
20. They're ranked ahead of Florida.
Still?
Florida
That
just
makes
beat
no
them.
sense.
Yeah, they're ranked
For
ahead.
doing what? I mean,
I don't know.
Pretty sure
they beat
Florida was
Austin
sitting
P
right-
and Virginia. Virginia's the worst team maybe in Power
Well, dude,
5.
you can't drop Tennessee out of the top 25 just
Why
because
can't
they
you?
lost to a 26 Florida. I mean, yeah, I could see they need to be. Florida needs to be at 24 instead of 25, and they need to be ahead of Tennessee. But at the same time, that's also saying Bama needs to be dropped out of the top 25 too.
Yeah, I don't know. You just got
it really don't matter right now. I mean, because
No.
they both got to play Georgia. They both
But
got to
Missouri-
go through the same protocol. So it don't really
Missouri's
matter.
undefeated with a top 25 win.
What number was Kansas State going into the game? What were they ranked?
15th,
Something like that. Yeah, it was.
15th, 13th.
When they
They were
dropped-
top 15.
They dropped 10 spots. They're probably sitting at 26 right now, or
they're
27,
at-
probably behind Missouri. But I mean, Missouri also hasn't played anybody. Who has Kansas State played this year?
I mean, it's
already?
early. They
Missouri
just,
just beat Kansas State. That's a top 25 win.
But who?
Maybe they don't play nobody.
They haven't played anybody before this. They're healthy. They're not missing players.
Nobody's played
nobody's
many good teams. Everybody's played one decent
Who
team
did
with
Kansas
three.
State play last 2 weeks?
Look,
They played Troy.
Decent team. You're gonna tell me Troy's a slouch?
no, I think that adds to my argument. Missouri needs to be ranked
because
Yeah,
they beat
probably so,
Kansas State. I
They
mean,
beat Kansas State. Kansas State beat
they could
Troy.
sneak it. They could
That's
sneak them in
pretty
there
good.
somewhere.
Who'd they play second week?
They played Troy. They played some nobody week 1. Kansas State did. Like I'm just saying, like you're looking at Missouri's, what they've done this year so far. Pretty good. 3-0. You beat a ranked team that you wasn't favored against.
I don't think they're a top 25 caliber team.
I'm not saying they
think that
are
was
through the year. I'm saying through the week we're at.
You also got to look at how big of a win that, like 3 points. That's why Bama. I mean, what did Bama drop to after we lost to Tennessee?
13. Last year I don't remember.
No clue.
We lost by what, 3 points? Tennessee went like
Didn't we go ahead of us. We went to like 8th or something, 7th or 8th last year after we got beat by Tennessee.
Yeah, we might have over a couple undefeated teams, but
I don't know. Tennessee gets thrashed, then it feels like they don't even get punished because the team that just thrashed them is ranked behind them. That makes no sense. Florida should be ahead of Tennessee in every ballot.
Missouri's got Memphis next, and then Missouri, I think they win those 2 games. Then they play LSU. I think LSU will beat them in that one.
One more thing on the polls that I just really didn't like, and we can segue this into them. Washington didn't even move up, and they look like the best offense in the country. They look like a better offense than USC. They have a better defense than USC, and they're still sitting at 8.
Yeah, they probably should be a little bit higher than that, but they still. I mean, who have they played to?
yeah.
I mean, they beat
There's
Boise
really no,
State.
there's
They
no
beat
room.
Besides,
There's
I
no
mean,
room for them because you've
they
got
just beat the
Georgia, Michigan,
crap
Texas
out of
at top.
Michigan
That's
State.
staying, and Florida
They're
State.
still sitting at 10. Washington is. Is
8.
that where they're at?
They're 8.
8.
But they're beating the crap out of everybody, but they're not.
What's
they're
the
not
polls
just
right now?
nobody.
Can we pull up a list?
Yeah,
What do you need?
AP poll.
It's right here.
Let me look at it.
I can pull it up on the TV.
I agree with I think I agree with the top 5.
I agree with the top. I feel like Utah's high, even though
Yeah.
Say then you're talking about who have you beat? Who's Michigan beat?
Would you put?
They haven't beat
Would you
anybody.
put
Exactly.
Washington? I mean, I would put.
I would put Washington over USC at 5.
No.
They beat Boise State and
I'd trade USC for Notre Dame.
Michigan State by a large margin.
I'd trade USC for Notre Dame. Put them in the top. Well, I'd move Ohio State up to 5.
Well, you're about to have a lot of mixing and matching going on after this weekend.
Yeah,
it's going to be really moving.
And what is
How is Utah still undefeated? This is crazy.
It won't last long.
It
It
won't.
could.
Yeah, it might. I don't
They're
know.
starting quarterback away from being there.
If
I mean,
Oregon comes out and spanks Colorado, what do you put them out? Do you keep them there?
If Oregon comes out and spanks Colorado,
they
Yeah.
can go up to where Washington's at because
Well,
Washington will win
I
and
mean,
go.
Ohio
to
State or Notre Dame
6.
is going to lose, so they're definitely going. Depending on what LSU does this weekend, one of them is going to 12, more than likely.
I don't know. It's a lot can happen, but
Yeah, Texas, Florida State, USC, a lot of good games coming up for them. So
I don't really.
Texas and Florida State both looked very bad this week.
I would.
Yeah.
I would put.
Well, they
I probably would have put Michigan above Georgia after this week. I mean, Michigan's only
The
I
only
wouldn't.
team-
Michigan's,
I wouldn't have.
Michigan looks awful.
Michigan's okay.
They just-
Michigan is only allowed how many points all season? Have
Yeah,
y'all
their
looked at that?
defense is good.
Okay,
but they're
then-
playing bad teams and they're just like coasting.
Everybody that
I
Dude,
mean,
has-
that's all they have to do. They
That's
are,
all- yeah,
they are
that's all they have
game
to
managing football, dude. They're running the football.
I think you drop
Dude,
below
just 'cause
Texas
they-
just because of that fact.
I
They'll
don't
sink back a little
reward
bit.
them just for coasting through a bad, easy schedule, though. I'm not going to move them up.
I mean,
What do you
Georgia-
want them to do? Go
Georgia-
out and just get everybody hurt?
No, I'm fine with them coasting, but don't move them up because they're coasting. I don't see how you reward somebody for that.
I thought they
reward
were-
the teams that's beating the shit out of them, like Washington, and they're not even getting moved up.
Well, who's Washington played?
Yeah.
I told you, Boise State.
Boise,
they
I
beat
don't.
the shit-
Boise
Dude,
State.
They were favored to win
South
their
Carolina
conference.
was beating.
So?
They were talking about winning, being the G5 school to come
South
out.
Carolina was beating Georgia this week.
I know.
Okay, so they definitely should drop.
Michigan was getting beat at one point in this season already,
Georgia kind of.
What was the score?
like 3-0.
Okay.
South Carolina
That's a
scored
little
what?
different.
First
Not
quarter,
much.
first half, they scored 14.
to 3 is a little different from them 3-0.
The teams
It's
that
easy.
Georgia came back and beat South Carolina the way a
Yes.
number one team beats a team. They came
Well, it
back
should
and
beat
locked.
that
They
team.
locked their
Yeah,
ass
but they
down.
also should be with Everyone's saying how bad South Carolina is, even y'all included.
Michigan hasn't covered one spread
Dude, they
yet.
don't have to. They
I'm not
do
saying
not
they
have
do.
to. They are establishing the run every game.
Okay, but you
so y'all are
can't-
judging this game off of J.J. McCartney, whatever the fuck his name
Throwing
is.
3 picks.
Yes,
to a
okay.
terrible team.
All
How are
right,
you moving that up to number 1?
Because they're not a throwing fucking team, dude. They run the fucking football. Number 1 ranked offensive line. Top 2 fucking running back duo in the fucking country. Why the hell are they going to sit here and throw the fucking football all game? Someone, please to God, tell me
He was
this.
super high on Heisman odds, all I know.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody had expectations from, I don't know. They've got good receivers, too. They've got senior receivers, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm thinking of the cornerbacks, but they've got a
They
good enough
have
team.
one good guy that they throw the ball to.
They could
He has
do
scored
it.
every passing touchdown for them this year.
I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm just saying they've done nothing 3 weeks in to deserve to be number 1.
Neither has Georgia, though.
I mean, they beat South Carolina. It's a
Georgia
better
had-
win than
What?
Michigan's got. I mean, if you look at
We've seen that
four
whole score fast on a good team, but it happened to Bama all those years when they were really dominant. I
Yeah.
mean, you'd have
teams can
crap
have
teams.
teams can have a good little scheme come in, hit you with.
Then they
whatever.
can't, but a
Like,
good team catches on. and-
They
Okay,
ain't gonna
good point to
outlast.
that. Georgia Southern versus the 2011 Alabama defense. They came in, run triple option, and they kept it within a score the whole fucking game.
Yeah, you can do it, whatever. But it's hard to withstand when you know, South Carolina had a really good, shout out Shane Beamer. And Spencer Rattler's a dog. He's sitting there just taking hits, and they played a good first half. Georgia's talent outlasted it, and
Yeah.
sad to see. Yeah, I would love Georgia got beat or whatever.
Michigan's talent outlasted the 3-0 deficit that you
Yeah,
talked
I know,
about.
but you said whatever. But I'm just
I think you are both having the same argument that nobody's played. Neither team's
Yeah,
played
it's
anybody.
exactly
it's
what's
like
going on.
both of them have yet,
But
I
Georgia-
think,
I-
to either play anybody really.
I mean, South Carolina's not nobody. That's
I mean,
Conference
yeah, but
game.
I mean, does anybody?
After everybody has dogged them, it made them look like they're
If you're
that
going off of
bad.
this, you could say Florida State and Texas could be 1 and 2 because they've both beat teams that were
They
coming
beat
in
top
that
Yeah,
could win the
teams.
national
But
championship.
But they're also, I mean,
Yeah, Texas and Florida
That's what
State
I
have the
would-
2 most
that's-
impressive.
that's-
I
ones.
would vote for that more. Yeah, I would. I would
I
reward
would,
them
I would
more
be,
than
I would be okay with them being 1 and 2.
I
would
would.
too.
I think
I
that
would.
makes the most
Yeah.
sense, but it's not going to happen. That's
Yeah.
not
I
how
mean,
it
it's
works.
if you're going off of, you know, who you've beat, or if you're going off like power ratings, like, you know, what kind of talent this team actually has.
I mean, Georgia gets beat. They're not going to go past 5. They're not.
It depends who they get beat by. If they would have got beat by South Carolina, they would have.
Yeah, they would have slid to like 6, 7, something like that, and moved everybody up.
Yeah,
They're
they would have been 8 or 9 or 10.
Yeah, they were definitely going down to the Bama spot at 10.
They would have been. Yeah, they probably would have been past that.
Yeah.
What's Ole Miss ranked? Are they?
Not,
They're
I don't
right
know.
there,
Not after last
15.
weekend, they wouldn't have been. They would have been above Bama for sure.
Ole
Yeah,
Miss,
they've been above
Ole Miss
them.
is
They'll
right
be
where
up.
they've been for the last few years since Kiffin's been there.
Ole Miss
they're
probably
there.
should have. Well, Ole Miss did move up after the Tulane win, didn't they?
They beat Tulane, and Georgia Tech kind of was a little bit flash, but
Yeah,
they
North
Hands
handled
Carolina, I
them.
think North Carolina needs to get bumped up a little bit.
Maybe they're still sus in
Would
a
you
way.
say that? Yeah, you're right.
They are
The only
kind of
reason
sus.
is like these
Really
teams
all
got
there.
bumped up because Tennessee and Kansas State lost.
Duke being in the top 20 is a very good move. I like
That is insane. And like Iowa, I would rank Missouri over Iowa right now.
Oh yeah.
Like Iowa's not really beat
I could-
anybody.
I
They've
could-
not looked
yeah.
great. You know,
I
drop.
was sitting at a good spot though.
You
know,
get you
they
got
play-
Duke and Colorado, Miami right where they need to be because they've still got games to prove
Yeah.
themselves, and then
Yeah, I
they'll
think so,
jump.
too.
They'll jump.
Duke's probably gonna thrash. God.
What about Wazoo 3-0? They got a quarterback, man. That guy's good.
Washington State's put out some quarterbacks.
They got they
Pac-12 has looked dominant all year. They look.
Pac-12's awesome.
Wonderful.
They're the most fun conference to watch.
I hate they play
They're,
so
they're,
late,
they're the best conference in the
and they
nation.
play on
right now.
shitty ass Pac-12 network that you can't find anywhere.
They're about to beat each other up. though.
They
They're
are.
about to.
We're getting
swap-
one. We're
they're
getting
about
one
to
this
all
weekend.
Beat each other up.
We're getting one this
Yeah,
weekend.
Wazoo.
We're
and
getting 2 this weekend.
Oregon
We
State.
should be getting more than just 2. Who does USC play?
Nobody, I don't think.
They don't play it. They don't play.
It's Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it'll count towards the record.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Arizona State.
Nah,
They're better than they were last year.
The whole Pac-12 looks good in all. I mean, in every team.
I would.
Arizona almost beat Mississippi State, which is not
I
saying
would
a whole lot,
nearly
but
put what I don't know what the spread is between Arizona State.
you don't want to
It's a
know.
lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of points.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The spread is.
I'll tell you. Just give me 2 seconds.
Other news from the weekend: Florida State, they got caught in the looking ahead. They're looking ahead of Clemson. Got caught with a very motivated Boston College team.
I would say that, and then Jordan Travis going down just really sucked the life out of the whole. I mean, let's be honest. When you lose the leader of your team,
Yeah,
you're going to lose a lot of momentum.
but thanks to Boston College getting 18 penalties, and they got through it.
Face mask on the final
face
play.
mask. But in the Colorado game, I didn't stay up for it, so I watched the highlights. It was awesome.
Dude, I feel for Travis Hunter,
Yeah, that
but
sucks.
I feel more for the safety that hit him. Because, I mean, dude, it's a rivalry game. You're going to have those cheap shots taken. Everybody's going to do it.
It was inexcusable, but there's no reason for him to be getting death threats and shit.
I'm a Shador guy. I think he is a good baller. But, dude, if you're going to talk about ejecting that guy for what he done, which I believe should have done, Shador should have been ejected for doing the eye poke too.
Yeah.
I mean, don't put your hand in
a man's face.
Well, there was a rumor that he got eye poked first, and
I mean, it may have been, but there's no what the officials let that get out of hand.
Yeah,
that started before the game.
There should have been flags thrown.
You should have brought the coaches out and been
Yeah.
like, "Hey, y'all got to quit this shit." But then, like, how did that play? The guy that hit Travis Hunter, how did he not get ejected, but the Mississippi State player did? That's insane. Like, we have to fix that.
That was a good personal foul penalty, and he knew where to hit him at to like give him a little bit of a shell shock. But what he was trying to
cheap.
do,
Travis Hunter did not know.
He was just trying to knock the breath out of him. He wasn't intentionally trying to like.
He should be getting
internally hurt the guy like has happened.
It sucks though because Colorado's not going to have Travis Hunter, and then they got the big stretch.
Which
coming up.
their defense didn't really hold up very well, but Colorado State's team isn't that shabby. Also at the same time.
Maybe an old man take, whatever. I don't like them storming the field.
I don't.
Not when you're 20-point favorites. You can't be storming the field.
They're just riding this high.
I get it.
They won one game last year. If they want to do it, who cares?
I don't like it. I don't save the storming the field to me for when you upset somebody, not when you win a game that you're supposed to. I mean, I get winning it in cool fact like Mizzou even upsetting Kansas State. I was like,
have you seen what Colorado does with
cool.
their
If you're a
field
student
goals?
in Colorado, that was the most fun you've had as a Colorado student.
you're
God knows
also
what.
supposed to beat the shit out of that team, and you went double.
Yeah,
It's a
but
hard
the
adjustment.
phrase-
It's a hard adjustment.
The
though.
phrase when you get in the end zone out like you've been there, they have never been there. So
Have you seen what they like do with their field goals? I'm talking clock hits 0, bam.
goes down. Yeah,
They fold them down, dude. Like that's the smart. Everybody should have.
somebody else does that.
They may all do it now, dude.
I don't know. I've seen somebody else do it when they upset somebody, but yeah, I just don't like it. I like it when you beat like a big upset. Like
It just
I get
South
what you're
Carolina
saying,
knocks
yeah.
off Georgia.
It just
Storm
means
the
more.
field.
Well, they're not storming Sanford. So.
Well, no, but like if it was at home
Yeah.
or whatever. But
It'd
yeah,
been like Texas. Texas definitely would have stormed the field if we'd have played them there and they beat us.
yeah. Y'all got anything else for the week that was?
I think we need to leave it where it belongs. Is the
Is
past.
there any games that we missed out on that we didn't talk about? Big games, key stuff here.
Penn State looking like a dog.
Yeah, we
I
talked
mean,
a little bit
they
about them.
won it.
Dude,
they gave
our
up
guy-
the spread, but still.
Our guy on Illinois D-line showed out.
I know.
He was getting whatever he wanted.
I know.
That great Penn State line that they was preaching about, he got Isaiah Newman or whatever.
Yeah.
He's getting anything he wants. He's going to be playing on Sundays. He's going to be a beast.
Dude, they have 2 defensive tackles going to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so I think we're ready for a quick break if y'all don't have anything else on week 3. And then on the other side, we will get to our week 4 picks. We'll go over whatever Grayson put on these sheets, those games. And if he didn't put your game on there, tweet at him, get in his comments on his Instagram. I don't give a shit. Let him know. Welcome back to the Four Verts podcast. We're getting into our week 4 preview. We're going to give you 5 picks apiece, 1 lock apiece, included in the 5 picks. And we're going to start out. We'll start out Thursday. Georgia State at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina -6.5. Anybody got an official play on it?
You couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, I know he couldn't.
I'm not going to do official play, but I did want to include this game because I will be betting on it. Coastal Carolina minus 6.5 is a good bet, I think. Georgia State has an offense. Jack
Side
Grayson,
bet. Is it a side bet?
it's going to be a side bet,
Okay.
yeah.
They
it's not
do.
official.
They do have a good
Georgia
offense.
State's got a good team. That's going to be a fun little game to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be.
If you got a multiple
Sound it out.
Multiple.
TV setup,
Multiple.
put that on a little TV while you got the NFL game going.
It's like watching a high school football game.
It's going to be fun. It's at Coastal Carolina, so it's going to be on the fun field.
Is anybody hurt? A tight end for Georgia State. I don't know how good he is.
Doesn't matter. Grayson McCall. My money's on Grayson McCall in these games. In these little G5 games, I'm betting on McCall. And so I will be playing it just as a side bet. It's not going to be one of my 5. Friday night, we have Wisconsin and Purdue. I can get you 5.5 on Wisconsin. I can get you 6.5 Purdue. Just play around there. On Friday night, is anybody going to play that?
I don't. Wisconsin is terrible.
I'm probably gonna side bet Purdue.
Yeah, Wisconsin is awful
I
at
don't
football.
know if I want to though, because I don't know if y'all watched the Purdue and Syracuse game.
Syracuse is not
I
bad.
didn't. No, I
Dude,
didn't.
they had 2 quarterback You remember how Peyton Manning used to tuck the ball behind his hip and score every time he done it on a rollout
Yeah.
on a naked boot? They done that twice. Might have been 2 of the greatest calls of all time.
So no plays on this game. Maybe a side bet for
Maybe.
Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
NC State at Virginia, also Friday night.
Yeah,
NC State's favored 9.5.
Yeah, go ahead and write me down for a first official pick, 9.5, NC State.
You're taking NC State. I can get you 9 on NC State. so
Okay, yeah,
we'll do
even
that.
better. We'll take the 9. They have yet to cover, so it's the classic line. They're due for it. Virginia, they don't. It's Virginia. I mean, if there's any game they're going to cover, it's going to be versus Virginia.
Virginia's terrible.
Yeah,
Very bad.
I think 9's doable. So we'll go ahead and lock that in for an official pick.
Okay. Friday night, starting off early.
Friday Night Lights.
Also Friday night. We got we got
Kind
a
of a
little
cheesy,
slate,
yeah.
a little slate Friday night. A little more games than expected. Boise State at San Diego State. Boise State's favored 6.5. I'm saying 7 and 6.5 out there. Does anybody have a play on that, Grayson?
If
San
I
Diego
was,
State, Aztec,
yeah,
fell off, right?
Yeah,
what
guilty
you're saying,
guilty conscience would
off air.
say
That's what you're saying.
take the dogs again, but I'm not messing with it.
Maybe a side bet.
Maybe
Mm.
plus
That's
7's
a
all
tough
right. Wish it'd go up higher.
Hopping off the wagon early.
Yeah, you're already done with them.
I'm kind of bouncing back and forth weeks on them. It's kind of
Alright.
working out for me.
11 o'clock Saturday. We'll get into the Saturday games now. Army at Syracuse. Syracuse minus 13.5 at the time of recording. Over under 50. We got to play on that?
I don't.
It's hard to bet on or with service academies.
Air Force is a wagon. I don't know what you mean.
They-
They're
yeah,
good.
They're the only wagon in
They
the
are
service.
good.
They're
And
powerful.
apparently
I mean, I'm
Navy's
throwing the W word out there. Wagon or not. They're good.
apparently Navy's back after doing what they did in Memphis.
Grenade.
Frag out.
So you don't have a pick on this?
I don't.
Why is it on here?
I just figured somebody would take Syracuse.
I don't know anything about
All
Syracuse.
right, I'll throw a side bet.
Well,
on
I told him
Syracuse.
this morning almost. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I think I did add it.
Okay. All right. Florida State at Clemson. This game is way too good to be at 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
This needed to be at 6 o'clock. And
This will set
6
the,
o'clock, Clemson. I don't want this game in the daylight. I want this at night.
Well, I'm taking Florida State.
Are we riding? I'm riding with you. 2.5.
2.5,
2.5.
brother.
I don't have my picks up here. I'm also with you.
What time? What
Florida
time is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Now,
Yeah,
I,
what are
don't,
the-
now I don't like it.
That's the
I
worst
don't
thing.
like it. I know what y'all did.
The
y'all,
public's-
y'all,
the
y'all text the publicity manager and then
Grayson, you have it too?
Yeah, I do. The public's
Carson,
all
you wanna
over.
join
it.
in?
This is bad.
Wait a
Carson,
minute, y'all all have Florida State.
You want to join in?
Should we just make?
You
We're
wanna
gonna
ride
make
with
a
your
graphic.
guys? Ride with your
We're gonna
guys.
make a graphic of Florida State.
Clemson's
the
gonna
lock, the single-handed lock of the week.
I do think Florida State is going to win, but this is just one of those games where Vegas and the refs are going to work overtime because of how much money is going to be put on Florida State to win. So you're going to be fighting the refs and Vegas power on that
Dude,
one.
they have to win.
It is at Clemson.
They have to win.
But
by
it's not a
field goal.
night
I think
game.
they're
It's
getting
not a
it done.
night game.
This is going. I can already see Clemson or Florida State winning by 1 point or 2 points.
I can see it.
1 or 2 points. They're going like Clemson. Florida State's going to win and then not cover the spread somehow.
It starts going south. I'm live betting it. I mean, just
Yeah, I feel trappy. That looks like a bear trap sitting there waiting. So I mean,
It's at Clemson. This is a game
You know,
Clemson
this
could
is-
win. I don't feel good about this.
I
pick,
don't feel good about it,
but I
but
want to bet.
I haven't rode Florida State officially on the pod yet, so we're gonna do it with this game because
well, just by their performance last week, and then
It was a look ahead game.
yeah, look ahead game, and I'm just caught up on the way Duke demolished Clemson. So I mean, I still think it's it's a good bet. If it gun to my head, I would take Florida State, but I'm just not going to touch it.
It's gonna be so much fun. I hate it's at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
I really
I kind
do.
of like it. Sets a
I
tone.
mean, it helps Florida State, I think.
I think
But
if I make this can in the trash can, we make Carson take FSU.
I mean, we make them take it as a side.
I'll take it
bet.
as a side. Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind then.
I mean, you don't want us all to be on it, do you? I mean, that's for
Might as
sure
well.
going to lose.
Everybody else in America is on it.
Yeah.
That's not good for us. All right.
Yeah,
we'll
I
move
can't.
on.
Just
Anything
that
else on
sentence
game?
alone, I can't.
Anything else on the game?
I don't have anything else on that.
Is
game.
Jordan Travis
Yes.
100% healthy?
Yes, he is. He's playing.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck. All right. Rutgers at Michigan. Michigan minus 24 over under 44.5. Michigan boy, you got a pick on that?
Dude, they're not covering the 24.
Let's take Rutgers then. I'll do it with you.
I would.
I'll do it if you do it.
Yeah,
Why don't y'all lock it in as y'all's lock?
I'll do it if you do it.
It's a trap
We're
bet.
not sharing
Yeah, you're
locks
not
no
sharing a
more.
lock. I will not let
Hell
that
no.
happen. If that
If
happens
it's
again,
just me
one
and
of you's
him,
changing.
we're not
No.
doing it.
What is that? Twice, maybe 3.
I'm not gonna lie. When I showed up today, I looked at Logan. I was like, "What is your lock?" And
That's-
he was like, "I do not have it yet." I was
I think I have it now, but now I'm
feel
scared
like
you
I
may
know
have the
it-
same
I
one.
know it's gonna be the same.
2 shared locks have not hit twice. I mean, it's happened.
Sure. All right, so no play on Rutgers at Michigan. Any preview? Anything? Run the ball?
Then run the ball.
Yeah, they're
Will
gonna
be a
run the ball.
low-scoring game.
Should take the under.
I would take the over.
I would take the over too.
That contradicts everything.
I think it's
I think-
Rutgers.
yeah, they're
They'll
Rutgers.
play a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You're going to get about Michigan at 60% this week.
Oklahoma at Cincinnati, also 11 o'clock. Oklahoma minus.
Scary game for
Four-
some stupid reason.
I can get you Oklahoma's minus 14 or 14 and a
I
half.
took this off.
Over under 60 and a half. I'm not betting on Cincinnati for 3 weeks. I made that ban earlier.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I like Oklahoma though.
I'm probably
Oh.
gonna take Oklahoma as a side bet.
I am too. Does
I
anybody have an
like-
official play?
I ain't got it. I like Oklahoma a lot, but when I sweated that parlay out there on the porch, every third down they was getting called for a flag, and no, staying away from that. Too high, too many points.
They tried not to cover that game. Nah, I'm off of it.
We'll move on to some SEC ball. Kentucky at Vandy. Kentucky
What do
minus
we got?
14.
What do we got over here? Look at this.
Over,
Look
under
at this shit-eating
50 and a half. Grayson, you want me to go ahead and write you down for Kentucky?
I don't have a play in this game.
Oh, that's
If
a load
I-
of
if
shit.
I-
I knew he did.
If I did, I would take Vanderbilt.
Really?
Wow.
After getting beat.
No way.
After getting beat by UNLV. That hurts your little
Yeah.
What,
regular
Vandy?
season. They got
Yes.
beat last week.
Yeah, that does. But they're going to get it back this week.
Bro, Wake Forest
Yeah,
beat
they're
Vandy.
Dude, I
Did they
gotta
not?
have it, but
Yeah.
You'd be
That was expected.
You'd be surprised. There's a
they're
lot
the
of people on
sneaky team of
Vandy.
the SEC.
They are. Look,
Them in South
Look.
Carolina.
in the last 10 years they've played, Vandy's covered the spread more.
Oh my God.
They covered it last year.
Where's it being played up?
At
At
Vandy.
Vandy.
In the shitty
Yeah,
stadium.
it's still not built, so
yeah.
It's not finished.
No, dude, it's
That's
going to
make Kentucky. Dude, if Kentucky couldn't
Feels
cover,
like a year ago.
Yeah, it does.
Week 0 feels so long ago.
if Kentucky couldn't cover with Will Levis,
Devin Leary may be better. I lost a bet early. It was a side bet. I lost a bet early on Kentucky, and I told myself not to fall into that trap because I did last year. Remember, I was preaching Will Levis.
Yeah, not only did
They
your-
couldn't win or cover. and
Not
it was
only
just-
did your bet fall, but Will Levis's draft stock just plummeted.
Tennessee should try him out. Ron Tannehill sucks.
He is, but he's great in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
it's
that
crazy.
That made no sense.
He's great in the fourth quarter. It's like he flips a switch.
Yeah. All right, SMU at TCU. TCU favored 6.5 at home. Over under 63.5.
I'm gonna take this game and teach myself a lesson.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who you got? Because I got to pick two.
I've got under 63.5.
Okay, that's not what I got.
Carson, you got a lock on this?
I don't have a lock, but I've got TCU.
I'm fine with that. They just can't win by much.
All right, so Carson has TCU minus 6.5.
Correct.
And see, I'm going to play with fire here because Carson got burned on a TCU under already this year. This matchup has went over like the last 3 years, or the last 3 times they've played it. So I'm going to fade that and go under.
Under 63.5, correct?
Yeah. Carson, you like my little animation?
It's at home. That's why I like it. It's also an early game. And SMU hadn't really – I mean, they almost kept it close versus Oklahoma, but, who have they played? TCU kept it close versus Colorado, won versus Houston. Go ahead and give me them.
I have a theory. Carson bets Friday games and early games because he does something on Saturday night. He's like
No, I've got some
what's
late.
going
I
on
got some
here?
late.
You
nights
try to
there.
get
Are
yours
you
over.
Batman?
You get yours over with. You're going to save Gotham or something in the evening.
Never seen me and Batman in the room together. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's right.
I did on one Halloween party occasion.
Yeah. Turn the page. Western Kentucky at Troy. Troy favored 3.5. Over under 56.5.
How about them? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Not
no.
Shout out Stidham.
They're unbreakable.
Do it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I texted Stidham because I actually was leaning Troy, and I said, what do you think about this game? Do you think Troy can win? He said, I hope so. Hope is not enough for me if I'm putting money on him. So just because he hopes, that's enough for me not just to stay away.
It's kind of a big game for, the Sun Belt?
Yeah, Fun Belt.
I don't know.
Nobody's got it.
I'm not watching.
No.
There's going to be too much going on at, 11
At
o'clock?
11 o'clock,
Yeah.
Florida State Clemson's on. Yeah. This ain't going to make
Yeah,
TV.
Got to keep your TV screens open.
Also at 11 o'clock, game that will be on, Auburn at Texas A&M. Texas A&M minus 7.5, over under 52.5.
It's going to be a shit fest.
It is. It's going to be a lot of turnovers. I mean, no.
We got a pick on it?
No, I don't.
I may
don't.
side bet that under.
I'm going to side bet Texas A&M. If I can, I don't know. If it stays at 7.5, I don't love it. I think it will.
It's
I
locked
love
in.
it at 7.
It's not moving. Nobody's taking Auburn.
Yeah.
That's
I may side bet Auburn just for the fact of.
I don't like Peyton Thorne.
I don't either.
I think Hugh Freeze needs another quarterback. I think he needs another year. And then
Should we go
next year?
Should he go
they're
to
gonna
Robbie?
be dangerous.
Should he go to Robbie Ashford?
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like if one coach could coach Robbie Ashford into doing some crazy shit, it'd be Hugh Freeze.
how many years does Peyton Thorne have left? This is it, isn't
I don't
it?
know. Michigan State's missing him, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're missing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Abstinence.
Yeah.
The head coach.
Yeah.
Their old head coach, who had culture. Le'Veon Bell. They haven't been the same since.
Where's Le'Veon Bell?
Kirk Cousins.
Where is it? What does he do?
He tried to be a rapper, and then his
I
NFL
thought
career
he
just
boxed.
ended.
Did he not box? Le'Veon
He
Bell
did
boxed.
box.
I thought y'all was talking about Kirk Cousins. I'm like, y'all, he's a
Kirk
NFL
Cousins.
quarterback still.
Oh,
Didn't
right.
Le'Veon Bell get knocked the hell out?
Yeah,
whenever
who did he
boxed?
get knocked out by?
Who?
Dude, it was another
Nate Robinson or something?
No.
No,
It wasn't
no.
another
Nate Robinson got knocked out
by
by
Jake
Paul. But
Le'Veon Bell knocked out Adrian Peterson.
yes, that was. who it
That's
was.
wow.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Random fact in my brain.
That
I
was
feel
the-
like that should have got my attention.
That was the
more.
battle. That was the battle over CTE right there.
Yeah.
AP.
I was adding to the problem. All right.
Fuck it. One last concussion.
Western Michigan at Toledo. Toledo minus 20. Minus 20.5 now. And over under, who gives a shit? What's the pick on it, Grayson? when Western Michigan and Toledo's on your sheet, Grayson gives us a sheet. For those new listeners, he gives us a sheet every week, and it's got the big games on it and the ones we're betting on.
What am I getting this at? 20.5?
The coffee zins have taken over his
Are you
mind.
getting Toledo?
You fucking know it. I'm
The old flesh rockets. He's
if I
rocking
lose
with
every
them.
game but this one, I'll be okay.
Yeah, Toledo minus 20.5 is the best available right now.
See, they're scared. They're going to bump this line up. You ain't going to get me. I've got it. I'm getting it right after this podcast.
So Toledo, is that an official pick?
That's an official pick.
Boy,
We were playing with a lock, but we stayed away
I
from
can't
it.
believe he took TCU.
He takes the
SMU.
ugliest cards, and then he's in first.
Yeah.
I'm about to take all G5 next week.
Yeah.
Just all
all you
G5
gotta do.
across the board.
I think
There's too much heat on these big games.
I'm just gonna start.
We're going to learn with
It's
Florida
just-
State.
Every ticket's just gonna be Coastal Carolina, Tulane, Liberty,
You would have a winning week every week if you did that.
Ohio of up north.
Yeah, the game I sweated the least
Or
last
Ohio,
week
yeah.
was App State. Didn't sweat at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking those every week.
Take that every week. You would go positive plus 500.
Next week I'm gonna do just G5 only. Five.
Should we,
You will be so
My
freaking
G5
bored.
should we all pick a conference
My
and
G5
go from
five.
that?
It'll be so boring.
That would be hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
this podcast would get 0 views. we go from 30 to 0.
On the bright side, we wouldn't have boring commercial breaks because ESPN Plus doesn't have those.
Yeah, we would just see like.
You got to
The
bet on a
band
game
warming
that's
up.
going to have some fun in it, too.
I
we've
don't,
got that
I don't
this
know how
week.
much y'all have watched of like the G5, whatever. When y'all seen the Coastal Carolina that when we had that on that.
It was
parlay.
tough, but that's like the worst case of it. I mean,
That-
like,
that is.
watching
But that's
Liberty is
the
not
true-
that bad.
That's the true grit. Wait till the action. in
Liberty
November. Wait till
Liberty
the
was
action.
catching touchdowns and diving on the track afterwards because they couldn't. There's no end zone hardly. It had to be painful.
Got another questionable game. Miami at Temple. Miami minus 23.5 over under 51.5.
I feel like that's a lot to cover right there.
It seems like it, but I mean, it's Miami.
At Temple. That's weird.
That's-
Where is Temple?
We played it
Indiana?
Sounds right.
maybe. You're thinking of that just because of the colors?
That's what I was thinking. That's why I said.
Yeah, it's-
sounds right.
I
someone
gotta Google that real quick.
That real quick. Is my geography correct?
No. Where's your guess, Carson? I'm gonna say Maryland. It's in Texas. Temple, Texas.
Oh, that is right.
No,
No,
it's not.
It's in Philadelphia.
I said Maryland anyway.
What are they? Temple
still was wrong.
Owls? Are they the Temple
Yeah, they're the
Owls?
Owls. I knew that.
How good are they?
Yeah, it's just the colors that.
What's the deal with
Dude, I
that?
was thinking Indiana. I'm thinking
Dude.
Northwestern.
You were right.
I'm thinking Northwestern.
They're
That's
dog
not
shit. They're
Northwestern?
dog shit.
Northwestern's in Illinois.
In Illinois,
Yeah,
in
they're
Chicago.
in the heart
I
of
don't
Chicago.
know.
They got a cool new facility. Did you see it by the river?
Northwestern?
Yeah, they just built
Yeah,
brand new
no,
facilities.
I'm
In
not-
Chicago?
Not really keeping up with Northwestern
I'm not,
football.
it popped up on the top.
Bro,
It was
Temple
pretty- it
was-
right by the river.
Temple was 6-4 on the spread in the last 10 games.
Good for them.
Wow.
I won't be betting on it because I hate Philadelphia. And
Yeah, I'm out on that game. I thought about
But
Miami.
you love a good cheesesteak, though. That's hard.
I
to,
do love that.
That's
That's
hard
on-
to.
I love cheesesteaks and McMill.
Yeah.
That's it out of Philadelphia. Nothing else.
Not a
And
Cubby
Joel
fan,
Embiid.
Not a Cubby fan. You're
Joel
not.
No,
Embiid.
never. I was a Celtics fan.
Oh yeah, I
That's-
forgot.
They did
Ain't
it
that
twice.
where
Pierce, yeah.
Ain't that where the Rocky movies were when he goes up the
It
steps?
was,
Yes,
yeah.
dude. How can you? You're gonna tell me that you're not gonna.
It's a
pull-
staple city in our nation, but
Yeah,
I don't
They're-
care
it's
for it.
the city of brotherly love.
I hate the Eagles. They're rivals with the Cowboys.
Who's
I-
got
I hate the Sixers.
Is it Cincinnati that's got Skyline Chili?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Ohio.
Me and Grace almost
Is that
went.
the place
I'm glad
where
we
they
did.
put the chili on the spaghetti? Cincinnati.
Probably. I think.
Dude,
Yeah, they're big
that
on
would be-
chili. They're big
that-
on chili
that
up
would be
there.
horrible.
Skyline Chili. Mad.
George Bush rookie card. Okay, no play on that.
No.
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 That's a weird tangent we went on. Texas Tech at West Virginia. Texas Tech -6 on the road over under 55. Carson, do you have a play on this?
Why me?
Uh,
This seemed like a
You
Carson
look like
game.
you look like you were hiding the sheet.
I wanted to so bad.
No, I don't have a play on
Is that
this.
spread still right? I don't feel like it's very even right anymore.
yeah, it is -6.
Wow.
You like it? On the road?
Where are my other picks?
That I just feel like that's a game I would bet. I'd be mad the rest of the day because everything would go wrong. Whatever I picked.
Yeah, because the Texas Tech
Yeah.
team you watched play Oregon that
Uh-huh.
night is not
It's
going to be
not
the same
gonna be
team that
there.
steps on this field.
Who do you like?
Texas Tech. Toxic.
Almost heaven.
What was good about
No,
them?
no.
Their defense looked good when they played Oregon.
I told you I rocked the Mountaineers, and you looked at me and you're like, you're crazy.
They beat my Pitt last week, so
Yeah.
they may
Dude,
be
Tank's
good.
got a good defense. They have
Pitt
to. They
sucks.
held Oregon down. It's not their offense though. So
Where is the kid from the Georgia transfer? See it? He's
Rice.
Rice. That's
Yeah.
He
what.
was at West Virginia.
He was,
As-
yeah.
Well, who was the Greer kid? He was at West Virginia too, right?
He
Yeah.
was at Florida, and then he went to West Virginia.
Is he in the league now?
He was. Then
he
the
may be a
Cowboys
backup.
released him because they.
Oh
picked
yeah,
up Trey
backups did.
Lance.
Yeah, they released him. They made him play the night before.
Hell, it
The
don't
night
matter.
he released him
But
too,
his
and he balled
brothers,
out.
his brothers were Vine famous, so he had money before he
Yeah.
made it to the league.
The Cowboys released him and then made him play in a preseason game after they released him, like when they announced their release,
And he did good.
and he balled
Yeah.
out.
How do you play if you're released?
I think the release
I think
didn't
it
go
was-
into effect
yeah.
till the next day or something. I don't know. It
it's
was
kind of
weird.
torture.
It was weird, but he balled out. All right, we'll move on. That's done with the 11 o'clock slate. 2:30, BYU at Kansas. Kansas -9, over under 55.
I'm not gonna lie. I wrestled with taking
I
BYU
did
plus
too,
the
man.
points, but
It took a toll on this.
You
man's
wonder
heart
how good
yesterday.
Arkansas actually is.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I was thinking.
that's what you had to think the whole
I see a
time.
BYU -9.5,
I still think
plus
Kansas.
9.5.
plus 9.5 on NGM.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad bet.
If it was 14, I'd take it. But Kansas, I think, can win by 10.
I feel like everybody's so high on BYU because they just beat Arkansas, but they barely beat them like touchdown. So
If it would climb to
Keep
14,
it.
I'd take it. But probably not gonna happen.
you're asking for a lot for 14.
Yeah.
UCLA at Utah. Utah -4.5, over under 51.
I hate 4.5 spreads, man.
Yeah, especially after last week.
After last week, you can
It
keep
was
the 4.5.
5.
Give me the Utes at home.
Oh,
No.
wow.
-4.5. I'm not gonna lock it up because y'all don't like it, and I don't want to put that on the lay. But yeah, there's one thing that you just like. There's some things in college football that you can't let persuade you. You know, Utah at home, one of those things. It's gonna hit more
It
times.
is
than
true.
don't.
It is true. But UCLA is a wild card this year. They're goofy.
They could be fraudulent.
Chip Kelly's just doing some weird stuff.
I haven't watched UCLA. I will preference this bet by that.
I've
haven't
watched Utah, and it just seems like defense, run the ball.
Cam Rising's still not playing.
I don't think it matters at this point, man.
I think
mean,
it does. He was
but-
really good last year.
But their backup is, I mean,
He's sufficient.
yeah. I mean, he's getting them by, and they're playing.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I like the pick.
They're
I'm
playing
just not
sound
gonna
on
touch it.
defense, at least.
Their
Besides-
defense is
hell,
sound.
UCLA covered it
besides
last
Baylor,
year.
I wish
With
this was
Cam
at, I
Rising.
wish this was at 9. I really wish this was at 9. I would love this at 9.
They
I
played-
would.
So what does that tell you?
They
It's the
played
same
great
Utah
against
team
Baylor.
without
They-
the quarterback.
the defense.
That's what
had
I'm
to.
hairy about.
What?
UCLA covered it last year when they had Cam Rising.
It was at UCLA. The whole thing about betting Utah is you
They
bet them at
dropped-
home.
That was Utah's.
You can't breathe in that air, and then like they
That
just
was one of Utah's losses. Was UCLA.
Well, they cost me on a hook this season, so I'm just not going to take them
You-
simply for that reason.
you bet Utah at home. That is what you do. They cover
Yeah.
home games.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I'll support it.
It'll be a fun game. It really might be a fun game.
I know
I think
you want me. I know you want me to ride with you, but I just can't.
You don't have to. No,
I'm playing stay away on
I'm
that
taking-
one.
2:30 also big game here. Colorado at Oregon. Oregon's favored 21. Is that line still available? Yeah, 21.
it should stay there.
Yeah, it is. Oregon's favored 21, over under 70.5.
Calling the dogs.
This is where you find out if they actually have it or not versus Oregon. First true test.
I feel like TCU was the true test at TCU. I feel
Yeah,
like
that was a
the
good
true
test.
I'm gonna side bet this. This is not gonna be a play. For
That's kind of a shocker.
I know.
It's a scary game. How
No,
good?
Travis Hunter.
I've been preaching this. I've been saying that this is gonna be Colorado's first loss, and they're gonna have to learn to bounce back this week.
Hell, they can cover that spread and
And
lose.
I'm not too positive on they're gonna beat USC next week either because of the Jordan Travis ordeal. So, or the
Oh.
Travis Hunter ordeal. My bad.
I think they got. Do you think they have a better shot of beating Oregon or USC?
USC.
Oregon. No, they're playing at Oregon. No, USC at home. It's tough to play in Austin Stadium, man.
You think Oregon's got a better defense than USC?
Yes.
Their defense was
Yeah, for
pretty
sure.
damn good.
Okay, then wouldn't you agree they would more likely upset USC than Oregon?
I guess you could say that.
That's what,
Oh, that's what you said. Okay, yeah. Yeah. How about that over under? What you thinking on that? They have hit the over every game.
That's a lot of damn
70.5
points.
is a
A
lot.
lot of points.
Yeah, I could see it. It could be like, what, 30-20?
I mean, they're missing a up-round playmaker, but he really doesn't do that much on offense. Besides, he hasn't scored yet. That's
He
the
gets
thing.
yardage, yeah.
He,
God, when he does score, ESPN's going to have a
they're
field
gonna
day.
blow it up.
They're going to have a field day.
Imagine winning the Heisman with 1 touchdown on your record.
Yeah. Okay, also in the 2:30 slate, big one, Ole Miss at Alabama. Alabama -7, over under 57. We have a play on that. It's a big game. Big SEC matchup here.
Can't do it with that performance last week. I just can't do it. I got to see it. These boys have some heart.
Can't
and
touch it.
Can't touch it. Especially with the lane train. Stay away.
Logan's taking it. I can see it in his eyes.
I mean, I'm going to take it side bet, but I'm not going to put it on the
Milrow being
card
back,
here.
I mean, I could definitely
Milrow
see
back.
him.
I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
At home.
At home, I don't know. I'm not out on this Alabama team yet.
I'm not
Other
either,
people's
but I'm not
jump
betting
ship.
this spread the week after we didn't cover
I'm
against.
going to bet the spread on the side bet. I'm not going to put it on this, but I will be taking Alabama. I'm not jumping ship yet.
I've already took it.
I like it. If it stays at 7 is okay. That's pushable.
I
Or
might take the under.
What's the under?
57.
Okay. Nothing else on this game?
Mm-mm.
You think Bama's going to get upset?
No.
Anyway?
The Bammer in me is telling me we're going to win this game.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to win, but
It could be sloppy.
yeah, if they do get beat, I mean, well, that's how they're playing recently. So
Okay. Maryland at Michigan State. Maryland -7.5, over under 53.5.
I hate the 7.5, but that is my lock of the week. Is Maryland over Michigan State?
All right.
Michigan State is dog shit, and I love my Sparties, but not this
You
week.
don't. No, I like that bet. I had it on mine. I took it off, but I do like that bet a lot.
I mean, Maryland's all around just a lot better team than Michigan State. I don't think it could be close for a moment. They may be a little pissed off after getting embarrassed by the Huskies last week, but I think they cover that spread.
Anybody else have a play on this? I guess we're going to have to ride with the. I mean, I was going to bet it anyways on the side bet, but it's the first lock of the day.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, first
Yeah.
lock. Jacob's only got one pick out there right now.
You are floating.
I'm not.
You got
floating.
4.
Jacob's staying up
Jacob's
late.
going to be one
Jacob's
busy
staying up
man
late.
Saturday night.
UTSA at Tennessee. Tennessee -20.5. It's a pretty number. Over under 57.5. I can tell you what I will not be doing Saturday, and that is betting on the Tennessee Volunteers.
I think I put it on here out of spite just to piss somebody off.
And for my log, we're gonna
20.5 is a beautiful spread.
Rodney today, he's
Logan
like,
about went down on that Bud Light right there.
Rodney, I came home from work. He's like, well, did you see the UFOs over the pyramids? He said it looked like, what's that movie? Some movie, whatever. I forgot what he said. And
Armageddon.
maybe. And he's like, yeah, it's where
Oh,
the
Top
world
Gun.
ends. And I was like, well, I hope they start, or he said something about the aliens coming back and killing everybody on Earth. I was like, I hope they start in Knoxville. No plays on this?
No.
Good. Oklahoma State at Iowa State at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Iowa State -3.5. Carson?
Real barn burner here.
If you want to be let down, go ahead
Carson.
and smack Iowa State.
Ride it again.
I'm not going to be let down this week.
You know it's a beautiful game when that over and under is sitting at 36.5. Is that a typo, Grayson, or is that right?
No, it's disgusting. Almost cute.
It's great for you defensive guys out there.
Next game.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
4 o'clock Central Standard. Central Standard
Central.
Time.
Central
Time.
Standard Time.
Central Michigan at South Alabama.
I was told to put this on here, so
South
there better be a reason.
Alabama.
Oh.
South Alabama minus 15.
Go, Jack, go.
Maybe
South
it went in your
Alabama minus
favor.
14 and a
Ooh.
half. Over under 51. I'll take South Alabama minus 14 and a half. please,
Oh,
sir.
Lord.
They kicked.
That
Ass
one's going
last
to be a
weekend.
tough one right there. That's going to be like chewing on
They were front runners to win the damn Sun Belt, but I don't know how that stands right now.
Shout out. No, mine is different college.
Central Michigan's terrible too, and
About to say something
I
stupid.
think that's a solid pick.
Yeah, I like it.
Carry on.
Carson's
It's my
over here.
G5 pick of the week.
Oh, I
Somebody
thought you said
somebody
South
sponsor that.
Alaska.
All right, and we're looking towards 5 o'clock here. Georgia Tech at Wake Forest.
Almost. Did Wake Forest get beat
favored
last week?
3.5.
No, they're
under
3 and 0.
Whoa.
What was the final on last week's score?
They're 3 and 0. Do you wonder if they covered last week?
Yeah, because I almost took them to cover.
They did not cover.
Thank God.
I took Ole Miss on a side bet last week and hit that. That was nice. Wait, I'm thinking of Georgia Tech. So no, they still didn't cover. It's Old Dominion. They only won by
Old
3.
Dominion came out like 14-0, guns blazing.
They beat the hell out of Andy.
They held Bama to 10
Didn't they?
in 2019.
Wasn't they playing?
Different team now.
Weren't they playing? They played Coastal
They
Carolina.
still have a
didn't
super
they?
senior.
Hey, Wake
What?
Forest.
They may still have a super senior.
You guys,
No, in your Coastal Carolina part that we hit, who did they play that game?
Coastal Carolina played.
Neither one of these teams.
No, not
Why
this.
did I think it was Old Dominion?
East Carolina.
Dude, it feels like there's a Starbucks in my mouth right now. This is crazy.
We'll let the
Don't pitch
viewers
your
figure
tan over
that
there,
out.
there, Bubba.
We'll let the viewers figure out.
Yeah, can I get an
Well,
ice
Zinachino.
frappuccino? Ultimuca.
Any play on
Well,
Georgia Tech,
odds.
Wake Forest?
No, I thought about it.
That's another one on the sheet. For what reason? Liberty at FIU.
Somebody's
Liberty.
got to have it.
Liberty minus 10 to cap off Grayson's 5.
Oh.
Not this week.
Right?
Not this week.
I've got it.
You got it?
I got the over.
Oh, I'm bleeding through. You got the over.
Got the over.
Pick.
The disease
What is that?
is spreading.
It's a.
It's 52 and a half.
Go ahead and put down liability.
You know, that's moved down a lot.
Liberty.
It opened at 54, so it's kind of trending in your favor.
Maybe bad.
Maybe bad. Maybe a sign of things to come, Carson.
52 and a half. Liberty FIU
I'll take it.
over. Give it to Carson right there. Tell him to go cash the checks. Oregon State at Wazoo. Oregon State minus 3. 56 and a half. Grayson.
I'm riding with the Beavers. They had the coolest celebration. They had the
Bad
coolest.
bet.
They have a chainsaw with no chain that they run full force. If it was a home game, I'd feel even better about it. But
They put a chain on it. I'd feel better about it.
we have a surprise guest at the window.
I thought it was fucking Chainsaw Massacre. I done got. I was like, dude, there is a beam of light coming at us right now.
Dude, you're going to love me right now, but I can get you a 2.5.
Yeah, if I can get that 2.5, I'm eating it up.
You can get it.
He's in for the week, people.
I'm in for that.
FanDuel's got 2.5 right now.
We will hope for that. Minus 2.5. I'm loving it. I love Oregon State. They look good all year. I thought they would be good this year. and they-
Wazoo's beating them outright. Go ahead and side bet, sprinkle money line.
You
love
can
it.
fade it, but
Grayson's going to hope for
it's going to be a hell of a ball game.
his
I mean,
Disney movie hopes with Moana's.
Oregon State comes out on top on that. They get closer to that top 10. They do. I mean, they are good. They're a good ball team.
I love how Sunday night I text Grayson. I was like, man, there's a lot of dogs.
I was about to
He's
say
like,
that.
oh, he said,
I
word for
looked at-
word, for sure it's a dog week this
He
week.
said it's a dog week. Let's go over his picture real quick.
Nothing but
Florida
favorites.
State.
Not a dog.
Florida State minus
Dog.
2.5.
Dog.
TCU SMU under 63
Not
and
a
a half.
dog.
Toledo minus 20.5.
Not a dog.
These are
Maryland
favorites.
minus 7.5.
We'll call him a puppy.
Oregon State minus 2.5.
These are
Go ahead
favorites
and just
disguised
put him
as
down like
dogs.
Old Yeller. You and your Samoan security guard
Look,
are going to
man,
figure out this
I-
weekend what Wazoo's all about.
I told you I'm willing to go 0-5 this week to prove some things, and we're going to do that.
You said it was a dog week.
He's
I don't think you
dropping
prove
down.
anything.
These
if you
are-
go
these
with
He's
are-
dropping down. People.
These are dogs
He's going to
disguised
prove
as
it's a dog
Yeah.
week by taking all favorites and then losing them. Wazoo's winning that game.
They're not.
They got a better quarterback.
If you were confident, you would have took the pick.
I just want y'all to know quarterbacks are not what are going to win y'all the football game. I mean, they're a good part
Oregon
of
State's
it,
got
but
a great defense, a great O-line.
They're a
They're
great O-line. That's about it.
they're a good football team.
Arkansas at LSU. LSU's favored 17.5 over under 55.
Let's hear it, Rocket Man. We know you're doing it.
Is Rocket back?
He's
Oh,
not
don't
bad.
look at us. That's your team right there. That
You've
is
gotta
your
do that
spirit.
research.
You need to.
That team has let me down. Let me down a lot last week.
That's probably because you hopped off the wagon.
Rocket's not there. He's the reason I like that team. I don't know what y'all don't understand about that.
Oh,
He's
hold
the
on.
player.
Was
I like
he not
KJ
high-
Jefferson
Yeah, he
too.
was high on KJ Jefferson.
I do, but he's got to have a run game. He can't throw the
and
fucking
he needs
ball.
a nipple in his mouth apparently too
Oh,
at all
yeah,
times
yeah.
because it's still on the tit.
Are y'all touching it?
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to bet it, I'd bet LSU. Unless Rocket's playing. Then maybe. I don't know.
That'd
I
be,
don't
a
think
last
he's playing.
that'd be a last minute pick, but
I
yeah.
don't know, dude. Jaden Daniels could jump up middle of there and just get completely rocked again.
Yeah,
Be the final straw.
he could go into concussion protocol at any moment.
He needs to, dude.
Yeah. All right. App State at Wyoming. Wyoming minus 2.5 over under 44. Carson.
Lock.
Ugh.
And it's going to be a dog. I'm going to take
Simple.
App State plus the points.
We're locking a dog. We're getting bold.
App State. I mean,
Give us
2.5.
Yeah, give us help. We stuck with 2.5.
Give us liberty.
Okay.
Is
I
it
also
Give
that
us
two and a
Mountaineers.
Do we buy it to 3, guys?
No, we got to do
Okay.
the line on here.
We'll take it.
do
App
2.5.
State plus 25. That is not a bad pick at all.
App State has covered twice in
Not
3
a-
of their games this season.
Not
So
a fan of this Maryland.
Jacob, it's not plus 25. It's plus 2.5. It's 2.5.
Well, I couldn't tell with somebody's ass of handwriting. there.
Around
Never
space.
mind. I'm not a fan of that.
You went over?
I'm
That's
gonna
an
take
easy
the
over. App State's really good at hitting over, I feel like.
yeah, it's not a bad pick.
I seen a 43.5. App State over. App State and Wyoming over. Give me an official pick right there.
I'm really curious to see.
Jacob, you got 4 picks left to get out
That's
here,
because
bro.
I'm going pick.
He's done bought Pac-12 Network is what he's done.
Oh,
He's upgraded his streaming
No,
services.
go ahead and call this next game
alright,
because I
yep.
see his pick.
Jacob,
I
you
can
give
guess.
us-
I can guess
Jacob,
2
give
of
us
his
the opening
picks.
right here.
He may have a double down in this game.
Go ahead. All right, never mind, you're not even paying attention.
No, I'm not. I'm not even.
Mississippi
on the same sheet as
State, Mississippi State at South Carolina. South Carolina favored 6 over under 50. What do you want me right now?
you. Dude, I don't have.
Oh my God!
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was shopping lines for you to make sure we weren't getting gypped.
Don't
You
be
don't
shopping
think-
lines for me, big
You don't
dog.
think
I got
South
a mind of my
Carolina can
own
take
over here.
that?
You faced a
Oh,
mountain
dude,
last week.
that's an easy pick, but I'm not going for easy this week. I'm with Grace, and I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit this week. I'm proving a point.
So that means he's going to have Notre Dame.
Jacob
on
says easy pick on South Carolina minus. We can probably get it minus 6.
It is.
Really.
It is. It's a very easy pick.
Yeah, I
here. You know
said
what? Give me
-6.
South Carolina minus 6.
Official pick.
Write it in.
I do. Let's go. Ride with Shane Beamer and the boys,
Write it
baby.
in. Why
I'm
not?
selling this man
Give it to
people.
I feel like you gotta take it now.
Call me all states because
I'll give you
Carson's in
-6.
good hands.
I'll give you -6, Carson.
Carson's tapped.
We'll take it.
Carson's out of here.
I don't think
Jacob,
that
it's
may be
bad
my
on
first SEC team since LSU.
Stack's getting thin, Jacob.
Maybe.
Oh man.
Missouri at Memphis, or well, it's a neutral site. Missouri -7 after the big win against Kansas State. Over under at 52.5.
I know you want it.
Dude,
I
we
know-
can get
I
this
know you
cheaper.
want that.
This has went down a
I know
lot.
you want that.
I'm not touching none of that.
It's 5.5.
5.5.
It's down since today. It's at 5.5 right now.
Probably
It is at 5.5.
It could be a 6.5 some places or 6, but 5.5's the hot pick.
Wow.
That makes it even more appealing.
Yeah, it does.
Wow, I'm out of picks, so I'd bet.
Yeah, we noticed. How about we erase Maryland and put whatever you want right there?
We
You
can't.
don't think little Tua can get that done?
I do.
I do. I'm confident in that pick, but
I'm confident in that.
I just know as soon as I did switch that and go Missouri,
Me
then
and
they
Jake's
would
going the same
backfire.
Lock again.
Do what?
We're
Are
on the
you?
Same lock again.
well, it's a
Are
loser
you
parlay.
fucking sure?
Yeah. All right, Texas at Baylor. Texas -15 over under 51.5. Got to play on this? It's just me and you.
I ain't got anything, brother.
Got any thoughts on this?
I mean,
Since it's Baylor always
15's
does
a weird
something.
number.
no, everybody's going to play Texas
Yeah,
hard in
everybody.
Big 12.
Yeah,
just
I would,
because
I would lean Baylor plus the points there.
Baylor got beat by damn
15's a
Texas
weird spread.
Southern.
Look, I got an idea. If we have the same lock right here, I'm gonna go to the pick that I'm gonna switch my pick. If we have the same lock.
Hey, by the way, did y'all see the Patriots fan that got killed at the game?
Yes, he got punched.
He got beat in the head and killed by
Yeah.
Dolphins fans.
As the other guy.
God?
Yeah, he's dead.
What about a group of people?
He had like season passes for like years and years and years.
Him and his. He
Said he was punched in the head 2 times
Did they catch the guys who did it?
and killed him.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, it's all on video, so they're going to.
Golly.
Side note,
That went
no
dark.
longer,
That
yeah,
and people have to put their name down on those tickets.
we
so
have to
they
give
can-
up on the Dolphins forever.
Yeah, I can't root for them now.
Okay, that's a bit extreme. I'm still rooting for him.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill said Patriots fans are the worst, and now there's a dead Patriots fan because of a Dolphins fan. Just saying. Anyway, in other news,
Well, that took a
Thanks
dark
for
note.
looking at-
Yeah, I don't
thanks
know
for-
anything.
Let's go to the
you
game
put
of the
in
week.
here.
Let's go to the game of the week. Ohio State at Notre Dame. Ohio State minus 3.5. Is that correct?
Somebody do
it's
it.
down to 3 now.
Just don't
you can get a
lock
3
it.
across the board.
I'm taking
3.
Notre Dame.
Oh God! And we lost points, and we're still
your
right.
lock?
in it.
No.
Notre Dame plus 3. You're getting 3.
I love that it's at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I've been preaching Sam Hartman all year. I'm gonna stay.
We're
on
gonna
the
know.
coattail.
This is the
Oh,
game.
yeah, we're gonna find out. I'm rooting for Sam Hartman. I like him a lot.
I am too.
Handsome guy.
Handsome guy. I think it's the flow cotton. But
I like him too.
that's
Shit, we're gonna have the same lock.
Yeah, we are. This game, it's gonna be Iowa too. Ain't
no.
God.
Listen. I circled that game and I said I know Logan's taking this.
No, I hope it is Iowa. So when these locks are most prone to lose this week, it looks like
it?
2 dogs in
I
the.
feel like this is an Ohio State game that they're just gonna win and maybe win convincingly, and that's gonna be depressing because I think America wants Notre Dame to win.
Do they?
I think so. For the first time ever, Notre Dame is likable.
Yeah, they really are.
First time ever, Notre Dame's likable.
And who likes Ohio
The
State?
running back is yeah. Everybody hates Ohio State
Yeah.
now. And,
It's just up to their defense, really.
good. And to the game of the week, Iowa at Penn State. Penn State minus 14.5. Over and under at a crisp 40.5.
I'm rocking with Penn State, baby.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's your lock?
That is not my lock.
Oh, thank God.
I don't even have a play on it. I mean, I'm going to bet Iowa.
Dumbass.
And as a personal revenge bet, but I'm not putting it on my. I'm not putting it on my.
Oh,
thing,
Penn
but-
State barely covered for me
Come on,
last
Penn,
week versus
Jacob is-
Illinois.
Jacob is strictly testing out teams to see how good they are this week.
I am.
That's what he's doing.
You keep that in mind. They barely covered versus Illinois.
Pen broke.
This is disgusting. So we talked about it. I hate you.
Wow.
I hate you.
You know, right? Does it have to be with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so Jacob's got Penn State minus 14.5.
Son of a bitch.
Minnesota at Northwestern. Minnesota minus 11. Over under 38. We have a play on that.
Did we write that in?
I wrote it in. I was going to bet it, and
wow.
I swapped, and I bet Utah instead. But I was going to bet Minnesota, and I will bet Minnesota on a side bet.
I was going to bet Northwestern until Rodney told me no.
I don't know why. Why were you going to do that?
I just think it'll be low. I think it'll just be low score. When
I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
of
it's gonna be low.
Minnesota, I
It's
don't
gonna be-
think of scoring points.
got gonna be low stopped by scoring. North
Carolina.
All right, speaking of North Carolina, at Pitt, North Carolina minus 7.5. Jacob?
That's my lock.
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
You fell into it.
Well, we tried, boys.
What happened to this pen?
Does that? I don't know.
Is it dead?
No. I think the tip broke when I dropped it.
Jacob with the back-to-back-to-back.
So Jacob has North Carolina minus 7.5. That's the best we can do on that.
I hope they don't slip to
That's
8.
his lock. Okay. Anybody else? You got a little side?
Hey,
bet
we
on
didn't
that?
end up with the same lock.
We didn't. That's good.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Crack that too.
Yeah.
UCF at Kansas State. Kansas State minus 6.5. Over under 54.5.
I think. I think John Ross Plumlee's out.
I would look for Kansas State
Yeah,
to
he
bounce
is out.
back after
He's out
that
for a month.
devastating loss.
He hyperextended his knee.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's probably an easy win for Kansas State, but UCF's not bad. We'll see. I don't really care.
Yeah, because
It kinda
Kansas
pissed
State
me
was
off
supposed
last
to have
week.
a cakewalk last week.
Oh,
Let's flip
wow.
the pages. Let's go.
I know where we're going. It was almost my lock, too.
Let's go late. Let's go late 9 action. You want to?
You did it.
Oh yeah.
I knew you'd pick USC.
USC at Arizona State.
Oh yeah.
USC is favored 33.5. Over under 61.5.
Please don't take that USC spread.
Please don't.
Man, y'all's fate is in. I messed everything up on this iPad. Y'all's fate's in my hands.
I can
ain't
fill
it?
out this board. I know where you're going. I almost did it.
You want it now?
Yeah, it's not where we're at
Me
right
and you are
now.
gonna close this out together anyway.
Let's do it together.
Lord.
California at Washington. Washington minus 21 is the lock.
Turkey.
Are we concrete on that line? It
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
could sneak to
got a minus
21 and a
21.
half.
Got a minus 21 right here. We're in on that. Washington minus 21. That will be my lock, and that will close out our parlay.
And I'm taking them.
Let's look at the
Is UNC minus 7 or 7 and a hook?
What?
7 and a hook.
Or and yours in Maryland.
Is that your last pick as well?
Yeah.
Washington minus 21.
Yeah.
Maryland 7.5.
So let's see what a little parlay will get us on this. Grayson, talk good about Michael Penix Jr. in the meantime.
I mean, he's a great quarterback. He could compete for a Heisman. He has really good receivers. That's my biggest thing.
Hasn't been tested.
Who's
yet.
their running back? I mean, really? Does anybody know who? They don't have
Why
to
do
run
they
the ball.
need
They don't
the
run the
running
ball.
back? Why
they
do
have,
they need
they have
their running
3 great receivers.
They're an empty set most of the time.
They're disgusting, bro. What? Cal's offense has got a lot of rushing yards.
This is gonna
Washington's,
Yeah, probably
Washington's
on all
number 1 offense in the nation, dude. Averaging 9.6 yards a play. 493.3 passing yards.
Hard not to do when you're throwing the ball 15 yards every play.
We're looking at like plus 1,000 odds here on the parlay. The parlay by the beer parlay is Maryland minus 7.5, App State plus 2.5, Washington minus 21, and North Carolina minus 7.5. So that's all we need to hit, and we can buy the beer for another 2 weeks. We didn't buy it last week, but we had a little carryover the week before on some plus
Use it
1,000.
this week.
So we need it. We owe the people some beer, don't we?
We do.
We owe them some beer.
We're a week off.
Yeah.
I think our fate is in Drake May's hands.
What about your App State? You're just
Yeah,
I was
you've already locked that in.
Confident. I'm confident.
Yeah.
Confident.
All right, so we'll go over everybody's picks here.
Bet you were confident when they played North Carolina, weren't you?
I didn't take a bet that week on them.
I wouldn't have either.
Hey, it's their closest game they've been in. It's their closest game. They almost got your boy almost got beat by them. I like them even more now.
Hey,
Thanks for bringing that up.
Nearly only counts in horseshoes and fucking hand grenades.
How was that Tennessee lock last week?
I don't know. Tell me how 0-5 was going for
Hey
you.
man, I'm on the greener pastures.
Sure. All right, we'll go over our picks real quick. Grayson, what'd you have this week?
Got FSU minus 2.5. Ooh, I forgot I had TCU, SMU under 63.5. Toledo minus 20.5. Then my lock of the week was Maryland minus 7.5 versus Michigan State. And we're going to wrap things up with Oregon State minus 2.5 against Wazoo.
Carson?
I've got starting early on a Friday, NC State minus 9, and then we got TCU minus 6 and a hook, 6.5. Liberty, we have the over, 52.5. And then we got my lock, App State, 2.5. And then we finish up the day with South Carolina, ragdolling Mississippi State -6.
Ragdolling. Hear that, Bulldogs? Jacob, what you got?
I have FSU -2.5, Notre Dame +3, and then I have Penn State -14, 14.5, and then I have North Carolina -7.5, and then I have Washington -21.
And I have Florida State -2.5 as well. Utah -4.5. South Alabama -14.5. App State, Wyoming over 43.5 total. And then my lock will be Washington -21. So that's our week 4 previews and picks. Let us know in the comments who you're riding with, who you're fading. I went 0-5 last week. I'm due, so I would hop on the bandwagon here. And, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us at 4Verts Pod on all socials. Be sure to leave a comment on any of the posts. Tweet at us, whatever. Trying to build a little community here. I want to know who you're taking. I want to know who you're high on, who we should start taking. If there's a wagon that we're not aware about. Let us know. And just let us know if you enjoyed it. And we appreciate you hanging out with us for an hour and a half, whatever it was. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you hit all your bets. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a betting problem. And we'll see you later.